of my dream.
The 2016 Holiday Hoopsgiving broadcasts are sponsored by CBA Sports, your sports construction specialist. Deed Chain, great acts are made up of small deeds. Nike, just do it. Assistant Basketball Coach app, your source for basketball training. And Audi, advancement through technology.
We welcome you into Holy Innocents High School. It is Holiday Hoopsgiving. We have a treat for you as we reach the top of the hour here in the East. It is 4th ranked in the Max Prep preseason, Greenforest, taking on number 19 in the Max Prep preseason poll, the Norcross Blue Devils. Norcross will be in white. Greenforest will be in black. The Norcross starters, Rayshaun Hammonds, 0. Lance Thomas, 1. Kyle Sturdivant, 3. Jordan Goldwire, 5. And Dalvin White, 12. As we come up on the tip, it is Ikey. Obiagu. You just have to think about it 2 or 3 times before you say it. Victor Enoh, Jandon Duggan will operate as well, along with David Quimley. No good. Bebe missed it. There's a put back up by Enoh. No. Ikey trying to get the rebound, and now coming out with it is Dalvin White. White goes up ahead. Now here's Goldwire. Goldwire layup. No. Rebound ripped down, and now we're going to see in action Jandon Duggan into the forecourt. Duggan going to hesitate, go down the right side, flip it up. No, they didn't give it to him. Here comes Thomas on the glass. Thomas using that size and versatility, puts it on the floor between the legs, and now we'll set it up. An exciting 30 seconds there to go as we started off. There in the left corner, White, a 3, it's no good. Rebound by Ikey, outletting it to Jandon Duggan. Jandon now going to take it and fill it over to Quimley. Quimley pulls the right wing 3, back iron, no. Rebound to Hammonds. Neither team can crack the seal yet. Up ahead here, Sturdivant. Sturdivant lost it between his legs. He's going to fight for it, pick it up, now back over to Hammonds. Hammonds now will hold it, and now pop it to Thomas at the top. Thomas pulls it along 2, off, no good. Ikey ripping down the glass and now gives it over to Jandon Duggan.
As many three-point shots as we saw made in the previous game, Liberty versus Newton, it's been quite the opposite here in the first minute of this game.
Ikey up high, now swings it to Victor Enoh. Enoh now holds it and kicks it to the top out to Jandon Duggan on that beautiful logo. Duggan between the rings, and now he'll work on it. Telling them to be easy. The gym is absolutely packed to capacity here at Holy Innocents High School, and that's a good thing. Quimbley lost it. A steal by Sturdivant. Sturdivant in transition. Sturdivant all the way to the hoop. Got it blocked and a foul. Foul will be on Quimbley, his first and the team's first.
I think it was Goldwire that came away with it. Yep, Sturdivant got the steal, and then I don't know if it was a pass or just kind of a handoff of such, but Goldwire took it all the way to the rim and drew the foul.
You know what, one thing I love about this Greenforest team, you love the fact that they're tall. That always helps. But it's the improvement that these guys have made since we first started watching them over here on the SUV network. I remember when they first came in, they were freshmen and sophomores, and they were just tall. They were just taller than everybody, so that's why they dominated. But now they actually learned how to play.
Jordan Goldwire knocks in both free throws. He's got an offer from Arizona State. The 6'1 senior, and he cracks the seal. It's 2-0. There's a screen by Ikey, and they're going to hit him with a moving screen.
I hate that call.
I do too.
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
I think it's just ticky-tack. And
you got to let these guys play. He doesn't want to pick it up right there this early in the game on a moving screen. We still have the same crew from last game, and the lead official, he wants to be seen. So please don't show him. Now we go around the screen, and now here's Sturdivant in that corner. Sturdivant put it on the floor. Hammonds down the left hand corner. Hammonds going to kick it back out. There's Thomas. Thomas stop. Elbow jumper. Good. Lance Thomas.
Nice shot by Thomas.
You talk about development. Lance Thomas has really put it together. And also, he has grown as well, too. Every bit of 6'10". You're seeing the shooting touch.
A turnover on the break. Layup Sturdivant. Good. That's what happens, though. Ikey tried to put that thing on the floor. Head coach of Norcross, it is Jesse McMillan. He's in his 10th season, and he's already won his 200th game as Jandon Duggan goes in for the easy 2 and the first 2 for Greenforest. 2 minutes and a half gone by.
Now that's what Greenforest needs. They need Duggan to step up. Their leading scorer, Justin Forrest, is out with a broken ankle. So guard play is what Greenforest needs if they want to keep up with Norcross.
Here's Sturdivant, and they're going to give Thomas the moving screen the other way, so he picks up his first and the team's first.
I guess it's only right. If they're going to call it on one end, might as well call it on the other.
Yeah.
But Sly, great point on the guard play. I think in this game here, the bigs will probably neutralize one another. It's going to be about which team's guards can make the most plays.
Duggan's shot no good. Hammonds on the glass, and he'll come back this way, stepping through the lane over to Lance Thomas, a corner three. Come on. Lance Thomas, a three ball in that short left corner. Push it out to 9-2. Greenforest absolutely laid the lumber to Norcross last year in this event. Hammonds dropped the miss. Bebe shot out of bounds and off of his knee. They laid lumber to him last year. Norcross has not forgotten that. A big 25-point victory.
Yes,
Duggan looking on the inbound, gets it in to Bebe Iola. Iola gonna jab step to the left, go down the baseline and get with an offensive foul. So Bebe Iola, his first and the team's third.
You know, Bebe is more the unpolished one on the wing. You know, he's the energizer bunny for all the bigs on Greenforest, but he's just a little bit unpolished.
Mike Evans has checked in now for Greenforest. Iola comes out. Mike another guard, so we're going to go with that two-guard set now with Duggan and Evans. Sturdivant pumped it out. They're going to go 2-3 zone and put the big tree Ikey in the middle. A long three off the back iron, no good. Victor Enoh with the rebound. He gives it to Duggan. Duggan into the forecourt with the right hand dribble over to the left wing. Ikey comes up, gives the screen. Stop. Going to pull the three. In and out, no good. Hammond swallows it up, and now quickly here comes Goldwire all the way, layup good. Jordan Goldwire, first field goal.
You look up real quickly. This is an 11-2 ball game here. Norcross doing a good job in transition, getting a lot of easy points, and doing a very fine job on the defensive end too.
And there's defense right there. Thomas with the block. Sturdivant in transition had to pick it up, swing it to Goldwire. Goldwire going to give it to Dalvin White, who goes behind the back. Hammonds drives, kicks out. A long three ball right wing, in and out. No. Rebounding Enoh, and Coach Thompson wants to talk about it right now. 11-2, a timeout call by Greenforest with 3:43 to go. You're watching Holiday Hoops Giving right here on SUVtv. Greenforest going to try and get something operated now. Here's Duggan, Jandon Duggan being worked on now defensively by Joseph Toppin, who checks in, a 6'6 junior. Norcross went reaching to that bench. Holding it now over between the rings is Duggan. Duggan now picked up by Toppin. He gives it over to Mike Evans. Evans going to jab step, try to get down the lane. Nothing was there. Here comes Quimbley down the lane. Left hand layup. Good. David Quimbley, his first field goal.
Good patience there by Greenforest. Reverse the basketball, set a couple of screens, and eventually a drive right down the middle for the layup.
Sturdivant controlling it for Norcross now. Jumper, block. Oh, there it is. Right there, Coach. Sign that for me. Ikey Obiagu with the block. Obiagu. And been a freshman. You know how there's some things just trip you up. Been watching him since he was a freshman. That's why I stick to Ikey, though, because he just looked like an Ikey. You want to go down there, Ikey, all that length. And it just tree work. There's a three ball. A left wing three, no good. Ikey smashes and gets the board. 11-4, 2:20 to go. Here's Quimbley into the forecourt between the rings. Goes around the screen. Toe on the line, jumper, no good. Rebound going to come down to Jordan Goldwire. Goldwire out, letting it to Sturdivant. Sturdivant power dribble goes up on the other side. No. Rebound, Toppin off his shoe. Toppin still going to come away with it. Now they give it off. Hammonds layup good. Off the Lance Thomas feed. Second chance points.
These Norcross bigs are very unique. Great size, athleticism, but you've already seen the shooting touch from both of them from the perimeter. Thomas also doing a very good job of passing from the high post.
Obiagu came out high on that post. Now he's going to set that screen. Might have to see. We've talked about the development of him. Might need to see slide now. We saw him do it earlier this week with the left hand hook.
Yes.
We might have to see him do some back to the basket stuff now to try and work an inside out game. Even though that's maybe not his strength, we know he's developed that over the course of his career. Might need to go to that now at this stretch.
And, you know, that's a great common influence if you got a big 7-footer down there. You know, you can throw it down to him. Ooh, got away with a little push down there. Tried to set up the alley hoop for Hammonds.
Duggan pulls the transition 3 quickly. A quick shot, no. Rebound, fight for it on the floor. Duggan tried to tap it. Toppin going to come away with it for Norcross. One-hand pass over. Layup, goal wire, no. Tip by Toppin, no. Duggan is going to save it now for Greenforest. And we have not seen Mohamed Abdib Salon off of the bench.
Now, when Salam comes in the game, he has a little bit more of a post game. The babyface 6'9" guy, 280-pound guy. He has a little bit of a post game.
Here comes Dalvin White quickly. White now moving, got the ball knocked away, diving on the floor. Mike Evans is going to pick it up for Greenforest. We're under a minute, 13-4. Evans going to drive and was fouled on the play, fouled by Jordan Goldwire.
And Mike Evans, he's another one who's developed a lot. And I think playing for a team like Greenforest, when you get so many dominating games and you have so much of a lead, Mike Evans really wasn't that good of a player last year, but he's got a lot of playing time because of the team he plays for, and he's developed into a really solid player.
Jordan Ferguson, a 6'2 senior off of the Norcross bench, number 4, and White is in. Bebe Iola also has returned for Greenforest. He gives it off to Mike Evans. They're trailing 13-4. And it feels like Norcross is wanting to blow the doors off of this one. Down on the lane, Fluellen pass over to Bebe. It's a turnover. Rashad Hammond's going to pick it up and now run it in transition all the way. Flip it up with the left hand, no. Tip with the left, no. Trying to fight for the rebound, did not get it. They fight for it out of bounds off of Greenforest. So Fluellen, who's in off the bench momentarily, Zion Fluellen lost it out of bounds for Greenforest.
Now, you mentioned that, Joel, about blowing the doors off, but this was an 11-2 ball game. Norcross has gone several possessions, empty possessions, missing some layups, giving some points away. I know right now Coach McMillan's probably not very happy with how his team has finished this quarter. Right now he's telling them to hold for one shot, try to go into the second quarter on a high note.
Final 10 seconds. Here's Sturdivant. Sturdivant over. There's a long 3. White fouled on the 3-point shot. Excuse me. Yes, Dalvin White, 12, foul. And that is an excellent point. It just, I think it feels like Norcross is just commanding the game.
But Greenforest is just a couple of layups, dunks away from this being a, 4 or 5 point game. Unfortunately, they have just not been able to convert.
Dalvin White at the free throw line for the first time, and he bottles in the first one. Foul was on Zion Fluellen, number 10, his first, and the team's 4th.
Transfer from Central Gwinnett, if I'm not mistaken. Fluellen.
Yes.
Dalvin White good on the second one. Joseph Toppin, a transfer in from Meadow Creek. And Robert Sims now has checked into the game. Robert Sims, 6'6", a senior coming off the football team, and it was one of their leading wide receivers. And now also Devin Dennis into the contest. So Coach Mack trying to steal just a little bit of time at the end of the quarter and then the quarter break. Here comes Mike Evans quickly. Evans all the way floated off the window. No, we are at the end of the first quarter. It was controlled by the Norcross Blue Devils. They lead 16-4, headed to the second. This is the Holiday Hoopsgiving Showcase on SUVtv.
Powered by SystemBasketballCoach.com.
Welcome you back into Holy Innocents High School. It is the Holiday Hoopsgiving live here on SUVtv. Glad that you're with us. I'm Joel Hilsman, joined by Jonathan Hemingway and Sylvester Williams. And Hemi, as we start this second quarter, quickly, thoughts on that first quarter after Goldwire misses that shot?
Norcross jumps out to a big lead, 11-2, and then honestly the last 2 or 3 minutes of that quarter was kind of uneven on both ends. A lot of missed lay-ins. And neither team could really find a rhythm. But Sylvester and I mentioned this very early on in this game. I think this is going to come down to guard play. And so far, Norcross's guards in transition have given them the lead. Greenforest is going to have to find their identity offensively. And right now, I don't know where their points are going to come from.
And, you know, that's the thing when you lose your leading scorer, Justin Forrest. He's been the leading scorer for probably the past 2 years. I think he may have led them 2 years ago also. But he's out, and he'll be out for the first couple of weeks of the season with a broken ankle. Now they don't have that go-to guy who will get them a bucket when they need a bucket.
Zion Fuellen misses both free throws. Greenforest is able to recover it, but sloppy ball handling in there. There's a layup by Bebe Ayola, his first field goal.
And, you know, that's what Bebe is so good at. He's just an energizer, and he's just always in the right place.
Mohamed Abdul Salam also in for Greenforest off the bench and forces the turnover there. So we'll see now with Ikey getting a blow what they're able to run with this particular lineup. Here's Evans. Evans pops to the top to Ayola, who swings it over to Quimbley. Quimbley looking to put it on the floor, now pops it out to Fluellen. Fluellen almost traveled. Bebe turn, now kicks it out. Gonna try to feed the post. There's Abdul Salam with the move inside. Good. That's what we talked about, Sly.
I want him to feed that big man right there.
You talk about where your points are going to come from. I think it starts right there.
And the thing we have to watch, and you've seen Mohamed Abdul Salam, he worked on this summer and improved in the spring and the summer on his conditioning.
Yep.
This is a game that may test that for him. Here's Quimbley back this way. They've cut the lead in half, 16-8. Quimbley gonna drive left of the block, pull up jumper, good.
And you know, Abdul Salam Muhammad, he was just a big chubby kid, you know, and now he's kind of chiseled himself on out. He's working on his heartbeat. He's a little bit faster. He can get up and down the court now. That's what they need, and I love the way he works inside the post.
And the way he hedged out on that screen right there. Here comes Thomas. Thomas over to Sturdivant. Sturdivant lost the pass. Now Quimbley's going to come back out and play him. 16-10. Greenforest trying to make that push, and there's the ball on the floor. Nope. Sturdivant is going to save it. The Toppin who tried to dunk it home. No, and a foul call on Ayola.
A foul.
Well, maybe he had a different angle than us, but it sure looked clean from this angle.
But you know what? That's when Joseph Toppin, you know, you want him to get a little bit more work at McDonald's over the summer so he can have a little bit more weight on him. If he had a little bit more weight on him, he could have carried that thing down with 2 hands on him.
The left-hander is good. Victor Enoh now will make his first move here in the second quarter. Ayola will have to come out as he has 2 fouls.
Remember Toppin from the fall on the Radar Hoops fall showcase. He was a standout, breakout performer. We're seeing it firsthand here. Lengthy kid, can play several different positions. And you saw the bounce along the baseline.
Enoh with a bad pass. Here comes Sturdivant. Sturdivant off the pass. Left-hand layup, good. Kyle Sturdivant give the assist to Last Thomas, who just led him out there quickly. It's 19 now to 10.
And he used the rim to protect that shot there. Very heady play by Sturdivant.
Abdul Salam, there goes the back to the basket, left-hand jumper. Oh, Lance Thomas sent it back. Now he got him up in the air, and he's going to go to the free throw line. I like how he did not quit, though.
Yes, sir.
And I was a little bit surprised Lance Thomas got the block, but now he didn't quit. And that's what we were talking about. I think that goes to his conditioning. And I'm not saying he was very, very big last year, but he slimmed down, chiseled up like you saying. He's just a junior.
And Hemi, we were talking about this in the Jared Cook Classic. I think next year he's going to be the #1 big man in the nation. I think so. I think he'll be the #1 big man in the nation because he already has developed that little spin move down on the block. He can go left. At first, all he could do is go right with the spin. Now he can go left, and he has that baby hook also. And if he hits these free throws, you know.
Well, there's a kid out in good put back there. There's a kid by the name of Marvin Bagley that could be classified as the #1 big in the nation, but Fair point, though. I like Muhammad's game for sure. Soft touch and definitely the physique is definitely shaping up for him too.
Fluellen picks it out to Quimby. Catch, shoot, left wing three. No good. Cannot get the long ball to go. Robert Sims swallows up the rebound. Now gives it over to Dalvin White. White into the forecourt. 3 minutes gone by second quarter. Here's Sturdivant kicking in the corner. Hammonds a left three. It is no good. Abdul Salim swallows up the board, and now here comes Greenforest trailing by 10. Up ahead, Fluellen is wide open. A right wing three. Front iron, no. Tip. Saved by Enoh. Back to Fluellen, who pulls it again. Good. Stick with it, young man. Zion Fluellen, a three ball.
I think that's rebound number 6 or 7 for Victor Enoh already. The kid just swallows boards.
Here's a drive by Dalvin White. Left-hand layup, no good. They tip the rebound around, and now here comes Abdul Muhammad. I'm paying attention to the conditioning. He started the quarter. Now we're starting to get just a little winded. Gonna feed him on the post, back to the basket and the foul. But I like that, though. Sims is gonna have to do some work. But we talked about it, and I'm glad they're able to see it now. Salam going down there. Now, see what they might try and do. I don't know if they will. They might try and come back and do that with Ikey. He's a little longer. Here comes Ikey now, but Salam goes out.
But the thing about Ikey doesn't demand the ball like Salam demands the ball. Abdul Salam demands the ball. And he weighs about 275 pounds, so you better give it to him.
Fluellen catches the inbound pass, hesitates down the baseline, sends it up a floater is short. Toppin got it, and now we've got a whistle. Foul called on Greenforest. That will be on Fluellen, his second, the team's sixth.
Greenforest's length, their athleticism, just makes it very hard for any team to get any consistent rhythm because you're just not going to get a lot of easy shots, on second shots, transition, because they are going to be right there. Now, here's one thing that they're going to have to improve upon is fouling these jump shooters.
Yes. It is. And Enoh didn't think he found him, and the ref said, you got to let him come down. You got to let him come down. So that was the issue there. So going to the free throw line, here's Rayshaun Hammonds. Going to the University of Georgia, came in 16.7 points and 10 rebounds a game last season for the Blue Devils.
All that hair Rayshaun has up there. A lot of hair on the top of his head. Make a guy with a shaved head like me a little bit jealous.
Missed the first free throw, 3:54 to go.
And I want you to notice I said shaved head, not bald. It's a difference.
Missed both free throws. Victor Enoh gets the rebound. And Enoh now, who has been in the Greenforest program for a number of years, looking now to exert himself. He hasn't been as big a force offensively as you might need him to be this year, especially in the state that the guards are in. There's an alley, there's an oop. He tried to dunk it home, he got fouled. Terrell Sanders has checked in as well for Greenforest.
Fellas, what I like about Victor Enoh's game, Victor Enoh plays a grown man game. Victor Enoh doesn't have any flash, nothing flashy in his game. But he will go out there every game. He's going to get you 10 to 12 rebounds. He's going to dunk on 2 or 3 people, and he'll get 2 hard fouls every game. That's all I want from him.
Free throw good from Victor Enoh.
He's your classic power forward, isn't he?
Exactly. He's a power forward that we don't have anymore.
Yeah, he's a throwback player in many ways.
He's a Charles Oakley type guy.
Second free throw, no good. Sims gets the rebound. Here comes Norcross, and that might be why Norcross is really pushing the pace. Him speaking to the Greenforest length, not to let that defense get set up. A little sloppy play now. Here's Sanders. Sanders will pull it back out and spins it over now to Mike Evans. Evans will set it up with 3:13 to go. Goes one way and the other on the screen. Jump stop across. Dug in the left wing three. Back iron. No. Offensive foul call.
And that's the drawback of Victor. He's going to pick up some fouls, and you're going to look and say, what? What were you thinking about, kid?
Kyle Sturdivant will check in. Victor Enoh will go out. So it'll be Duggan, Sanders, Ikey, Evans, and Muhammad Abdul Salam. That was a minute and 30-second break for Salam. Toppin also goes out. Here's Dalvin White. Dalvin White between the rings gives it to Sturdivant. Sturdivant goes around the Sims screen. It wasn't there. And a hesitation dribble one way and the other. Goes off on a layup. Sims blew it. A little bit of a Smitty move from Kyle Sturdivant, but he tried to dime it off, and Sims couldn't finish it.
But you know, that's just one of the benefits of having Ikey. Look at this spin. Look at him work down there. Look.
Left hand jump hook, no good. Hammonds gets the board. Outletting it to Dalvin White. White with the pressure. Floater over Ikey. Good.
You got to go up with those big trees. You got to go up and get it up high.
Coming back this way. Duggan had his shot blocked by Hammonds and a foul call. Right in front of the Norcross bench. They didn't like it. 2:27 to go. 7-point game. And Hemi, I like how you checked me politely earlier, but now you can tell Greenforest kind of get them some momentum. You look up, it's a 7-point game. It doesn't feel so much like Norcross can land that haymaker heavyweight punch here in the second quarter.
I just don't think that you can knock these guys out, really, because they're kind of one of those football teams that, they're going to run the ball 3 yards at a time. They're not going to put a lot of points up. They're going to punt a lot. But you're not going to score a lot on them either. There's just too much length, too much defense, and they're just going to grind it out. And they've just got to find ways to score, and they're doing a better job of it here, especially with their guards, Quimby and Evans, really mixing it up.
7-point ball game, 23-16. There's a jump off the back iron, no good by Sturdivant. Muhammad Abdul-Salam with the rebound on a foul called on Jordan Ferguson.
It's kind of like Novocaine. It takes a while, but eventually it'll knock you out.
Sylvester, the sports guy, boy, I tell you,
Sly the sports guy.
Sly the sports guy. Jonathan Hemingway, Coach Hemi, and I'm Jay Hillsman, Joel Hillsman. Glad that you are with us. 2:16 to go in a packed Gym 1 main gym here at Holy Innocents High School. Holiday Hoopsgiving, and glad that you're with us here on SUVtv. 23-17, a 6-point game. Muhammad Abdul-Salam shooting for a 5-point game. And he got him. Made both free throws. He's 3 or 4 at the line. Sturdivant floating it. Got it right back up there real quick. Sturdivant with 6 in the contest.
I think that was Goldwire.
Goldwire 5. Okay,
number 5, yeah.
No good. They both are light-skinned and look good when you glance up real quick. There's Dalvin White, a 3. Good. I did that twice, get them mixed apart. Won't happen again. There goes Dalvin White dropping in a 3 ball. Lead push right there quickly to 10 with 100 seconds to go here in this second quarter. Mike Evans dribbling with the right hand. Gets the screen from Ikey. Now he's going to have to cross it back out. It's not there. Dalvin White going to step out on him. Now they're going to feed the post to Ikey and let him run through. He's isolated. One dribble. Spin to the basket. Layup good.
Beautiful post move. Beautiful post move. You didn't see that from him last year, the year before. You didn't see that.
It's coming along. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why you see Auburn 3 deep over there. They could probably use a 7-footer that'll block 2.5 shots a game. And, if you can get him to get about 2 or 3 of those turnaround post moves, I mean, he's a potential pro in that way because there's just not that many kids, they're 7 foot and have that type of upside.
Here's Goldwire, tricky dribble now, going to kick it in the corner. Dalvin White, a 3, good. Set up off the dime and a penetration by Goldwire. Dalvin White, back-to-back 3 balls. Long 3, back iron, no good. Hammonds gets the rebound, outlets to the White. White goes behind the back. Here comes Norcross, stop, pull up in transition. The heat check, no good. And then Duggan gets the rebound, coming back with 25 seconds. Duggan now Euro stepping through the lane. Shot is up, no good. Rebound is going to come down, and here's Hammonds. Hammonds back quickly this way, forcing the action. Get it out of here. It's a foul on the floor, maybe. Or what they call it on the shot.
But one thing you guys were speaking about Ikey's stop. One thing I noticed on these last 2 possessions, when Norcross got off and running, he was running with them. He was back there to get back there to defend and stop the fast break.
No doubt. I mean, he's got all the physical tools. There's no doubt about that. It's the, like you said, the offensive polish has got to come along. And what I liked about that post up was the fact that they started him with the ball screen early.
Yes.
Okay? Bring the defense away and then bring it back to him on the dive. I think that that's where he's most effective. You plant him on the block and you let that defense kind of get comfortable. You know, he's not going to generate that momentum. But I think right now he's kind of a pick and dive type post player.
And regardless of that, he went away from the double team. The double team was coming from the middle, and he turned toward the baseline over that left shoulder.
He shows flashes of that, and it gets people really excited. It's just the consistency right now.
There's Fluellen popping at the top of three. It's no good. Topping Scott for the rebound with 3 seconds. With two, here's Dalvin White. White tried to get it up ahead to Sims. Ikey broke up the pass, and we are at the end of the first half. It's the Norcross Blue Devils 33. The Greenforest Eagles 20 in this top 25 national matchup. That was a fast 16 minutes. We got 16 more coming up. This is the Holiday Hoopsgiving Classic right here on SUVtv.
Every day is another weekend day. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream.
The 2016 Holiday Hoopsgiving broadcast are sponsored by CBA Sports, your sports construction specialist. Deed Chain, great acts are made up of small deeds. Nike, just do it. Assistant Basketball Coach app, your source for basketball training. And Audi, advancement through technology.
It always comes a breaking point in everything that you do. But here's what the great ones do when the breaking point comes. Everybody loves the game. When it's tight, when everything is going well, you hit shots, but it gets to a certain point, where it's the breaking point, meaning at a certain point, somebody is going to retreat and not want it so much, and somebody is going to say, this is why I'm playing game of basketball. Say for everybody.
Powered by AssistantBasketballCoach.com.
You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to get out of your neighborhood. You're not supposed to believe you can do it. Yeah, you were told you were going to be one of the greats. They told so many others the same thing. You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to pass the ball so much. Or play like a giant. No matter what. You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to play 40 minutes and make up 40 feet and make a defensive play, a defining moment in your career. You're not even supposed to be here. And yet, here you are.
I got a high ankle sprain going for a rebound.
Injuries are part of playing.
I got hit catching a pass and broke my collarbone.
So it's good to know that the sports medicine doctors, therapists, and athletic trainers at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta are experts at treating young athletes. If your child suffers any kind of sports-related injury,
I got hit and dislocated my shoulder.
bring him to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Joel Hillsman back here with you at the half. Quickly, let's go over now to Danielle Jackson, who caught up with the coaches. Danielle, what do we got?
Yeah, I got a chance to talk to Norcross coach, and he said he really liked their rebounding, but he did not like the shot selection. So that's something they're going to need to work on and look to, I guess, move the ball around more in the second half.
All right, thank you, Danielle. Sly, you taking a look there at the stat sheet, and you can pass it on along as we pan around. Oh, there goes Tom Crean from Indiana sitting there with Al Durham of Berkmar. So that's pretty nice there after Indiana took that big hit earlier in the week. And Al Durham, who's a Georgia product, Berkmar. But going back to the shooting, one team is 7 of 30 and the other team is 11 of 30. The team that's 11 of 30, though, has the 33 points.
Yeah, like we talked about early in the first half, it's kind of a grinded out game. Lots of length, lots of height, athleticism. Stark contrast to the previous game that we saw between Newton and Liberty County. So, we'll see, where the buckets come from here in the second half.
Greenforest driving, floating is Fluellen. It is good.
This being my first time seeing Norcross, I'm really, really impressed with Norcross, the athleticism of their bigs, and even their guards, man. I really like Goldwire. Goldwire has really impressed me with his guard play. It's just one of the things I did. Oh, the big man shooting from out deep. But I didn't know that about Norcross. You only hear about their bigs. You only hear about how dominant those guys are.
Ikey missed it, put it back up and in, stayed with it, got his own offensive rebound and cracks the seal on the second half.
Well, Victor Enoh, that's what that kid does. That's what he does.
Look at this.
Nice. Thomas' shot is short. A push, they didn't get it. Here comes Duggan. Duggan gonna try to run it into the forecourt, bounces off. There's the three ball from the right side. Good. David Quimbley, a three ball, and Coach Jesse McMillan calls a timeout and then upset with the official. He calls a 30-second timeout at the 6:46 mark here, early third quarter.
Quimby was one of those kids I've been eyeing. Just 4 points in the first half. Kind of struggled from the field, 2 of 7, but he's made some plays. Gotten to the rim in the mid-range. Now he gets that three-point shot to fall from the wing, and now all of a sudden it's Greenforest that is pushing the ball in transition. And you can see Coach McMillan right now, quick timeout, wants to get things back under control. Just a 6-point game here.
But that's the mark of a good coach right there. He's going to calm his troops down. He knew his man got fouled on the end. Yeah. He wanted to get to his man before his man could get to the ref. It's the coach's job to talk to the ref. And that's what he did. He called timeout. He pulled one of the refs to the side. He said, hey, my man was fouled underneath the basket. And now, let's see what happens. That's a great thing. Hey, that's good coaching.
And Coach Hammonds, Rayshaun Hammonds right here, echoing the same aspect with him right now. All right, out of the timeout, let's see what we have. It's White, Goldwire, Sturdivant, Hammond, and Thomas, the 5 on the floor for the Norcross Blue Devils. They are in white. Quimby, Jandon Duggan, Victor Enoh, Ikey, and Fluellen, the 5 on the floor for the Greenforest Eagles. Hammonds with the right hand dribble, moves on the right wing, gonna attack, stop, put it up with the left hand, good. And he took that body contact from Enoh on the drive.
And notice what they did, quick ISO right out of the timeout. Hammonds actually went to his right hand, even though he's left-handed. Still got the nice little teardrop to fall.
Stop, catch, shoot, Quimbley, bang, bang. All 3 of them from David Quimbley beyond the arc.
That's his second in a row now, just a 5-point game.
Yeah, they've started to chip away at that thing. Sturdivant lost the handle on it. Sturdivant saved it, out of bounds. A turnover by Norcross.
Like I said earlier, if Greenforest has good guard play, they will never lose a game. If they have decent guard play, they may play a close game.
Here's Duggan bringing it across now with the right-hand dribble. They're going to need it with the schedule that they have beginning here with this match against Norcross. Take it.
Great help there by Hammonds.
And a steal. Here's Sturdivant. Sturdivant with the right-hand dribble. Now he can pull it back out. They'll set it up. Duggan going to work on him and try to get him a 5 count. Moving his feet. Swings it over there. Here's Dalvin White. White to Hammonds. Hammonds puts it down, crosses it over to the left, goes in, takes the contact, step back jumper. It is short, no good. Rebound on the floor, hustled out of bounds, and it will go to Greenforest.
The strength of Hammond's game is his versatility.
Yes.
You know, the fact that he can rebound, defend, he can score inside, he can score out. But what we're seeing right now from Greenforest is that they can match up with him. You know, Victor Enoh, even though he's more interior based, he's still got the footwork to be able to kind of neutralize Hammonds on the perimeter.
You know, that's a rare post move you see out of Victor Enoh.
On cue almost. 3 minutes gone by. It's down to 3, 35-32. Joe Hilsman along with Jonathan Hemingway in Sylvester Williams. The rebound is swallowed up by Enoh, and he holds it and protects it and dumps it off to Quimbley, and now Greenforest an opportunity to tie possibly.
But you know what I like about Hammonds? Hammonds is a lot stronger than I thought he was. He's down there banging with Enoh.
Oh, yeah.
Quimbley kind of rushed that three, no good. It's short. Here comes Hammonds back this way, all the way, shot up with the left hand, no good. Rebound comes down to Victor Enoh. Now he's going to get off to Jandon Dugo. Yes, it is. A turnover. Dalvin picked up the steal, and now Lance Thomas gets it up ahead. Enoh batted away. It's physical, but you can tell it's highly competitive and it's highly talented, despite what we've continued to harp on, the guard play of Greenforest just not being there, as Justin Forrest is not here, as we've
Well, look here.
reminded you.
Yeah, Quimby, 2 threes, quickly out of the timeout. Guess what? Cut into that lead. Enoh with a couple of post moves. Look here, it's a 3-point game.
Yep.
Unfortunately for Norcross, I was going to say Sturtevant has been kind of quiet. Goldwater and White both.
A three by Thomas, no good. Now it seems like Norcross, both teams didn't shoot the ball well, but it seems like Norcross kind of drifting further away from the hoop with the jump shots now, even though they're trying to live there in that short corner.
Well, remember, they got a lot of mileage in transition in the first half. Now, guess what? Greenforest starting to convert a few more shots. Not as many opportunities, you know, with the long rebounds to get out and run for the Blue Devils.
Alley-oop off the baseline, out of bounds. Tip is good, and a full timeout is called by Jesse McMillan at the 4:11 mark.
And I think that's a mismatch they're going to exploit. Bebe Iola came in the game, but Bebe Iola was guarding, Ikey was guarding Rayshaun Hammonds, and I don't think Ikey has the footwork to stay with Rayshaun Hammonds. I don't think he can stay with Rayshaun Hammonds, and boom, that's what happens. Off of the inbound, you get the alley-oop.
In that first half, Greenforest out-rebounded Norcross 24-21. Norcross coming in now a defeated King Ridge and Eagles Landing. So they come into the contest 2-0, and they'll take on Westside Macon tomorrow here at the Holiday Hoopsgiving. Also a note, 5-time state champions here in the state of Georgia for the Norcross Blue Devils. Greenforest 30-2. They opened the season with victories over Shiloh and Mountain View this year to go 2-0. They were 30-2 last year, lost to Hammond, South Carolina, and South Atlanta, and they have not lost since that South Atlanta. They are the 1A private state champs. But again, as I talked about earlier in the McEachern Holy Innocents girls game, classification, sometimes you throw that out the window when you got this much talent out here on the basketball floor. Here's Fluellen over to Quimbley, and they call the offensive screen again, illegal screen. This one called on Bebe Iola.
But you know, it's funny that you mentioned the 2 losses that Greenforest had last year. Both losses, they had a team jump out in front, and Greenforest had to play catch up and just couldn't close out that gap and catch up.
Pass deflected by Quimbley. Now here's Hammonds. Hammonds gonna drive. Get it out of here. Ikey with a block. Get that shot out of here. Here comes Quimby. Quimby into the forecourt now. Gonna go into the corner. There's Fluellen. A 3-ball. It is short. No good. Rebound comes down to Goldwire. Goldwire bringing it in transition now. It's still a 5-point ball game. Hammonds a 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Fluellen. Long outlet to Quimbley. He didn't have anything, so they have to peel it back out and set it up. Handed to Duggan. Duggan gonna go down the baseline. Knocked out of bounds. Deflected, and it'll stay with Greenforest. Toppins coming into the game. Coach McMillan really wanted to get him in, so Kyle Sturtevant, the 6'2 sophomore, will come and take a seat. Iola now holds it. up high, being worked on by Toppin. Now he pops it over to Duggan. Duggan's got Ikey down on the block. There's the feed to the post. This time he didn't go all the way through, though, and he traveled. They didn't send him all the way through on the dive this time, and that kind of helped because he went flat to the corner. His man still on the help side for the D.
Yeah.
For that double team.
Go ahead and clear it out for the big man. They're going to play him man-to-man. Clear it out for him.
Again, it's just that idea of consistency. You know, one possession, very good. Next possession, you see the turnover there.
Goldwire. Go ahead, Hemi.
But you can live with that with the 7-footer, and look at Goldwire. You were singing his praises earlier, Sly.
Yes. You know, and this, like I said, this is my first time seeing Norcross this year, but I really like that kid's game.
40-32 to push the lead back out to 8. So as soon as Greenforest made a push and got it close, they were unable to find the rhythm and to pull it even closer. And now the lead now pushes back out to 8. Coach McMillan is really into it. White is going to get the steal. Dalvin White got the steal. He had him. Leaves it off now for Hammonds, who tried to dunk it home. No. And now rebound is going to come to Goldwire. Goldwire floats it up. Got the roll. Good. Jordan Goldwire with 5 points in his third quarter.
That's a big bucket right there because that could have been a momentum killer if they had not gotten that bucket.
Zion Fluellen, a 3-ball from the left wing. Fluellen now. Fluellen with his second three.
Sir. He traveled.
Yeah. I think that was a good call.
Sturdivant now will check in, Goldwire out.
The possession before, they all wanted the foul there on Hammonds, you know, as he was going to the bucket. But, hey, you know, that's just kind of how they're calling the game right now. You know, refereeing just one foul call, you know, in this half.
2:10 to go, third quarter. Glad that you're with us here on SUVtv. Quimbley's going to take it for Greenforest. Short baseline jumper, good. He has been their lifeline here in this third quarter, David Quimbley.
I believe that's his 8th point of the quarter, 2 threes, and now that pull-up jumper. Him and Duggan both really like their energy. They may not be the most efficient guys, but they need that backcourt energy.
Thomas shot no good. Iola on the glass, and now here comes Jandon Duggan. He gets it up ahead to Fluellen. Fluellen tried to attack quickly, lost it, recovered it. Now going to swoop it up with the left hand, no. Rebound to Thomas. Thomas going to outlet it to Hammond. Hammond on the break. Go! He went up to try to get it dunked. No good.
He didn't touch him.
He didn't touch him. Yeah, Coach Mack, as he should, going for the block or going for the foul, but a good clean block there by Ikey.
Well, here's what I want to know. If it wasn't a foul, was there a deflection, and then why does Greenforest
now that's what I can't figure out. Why does Greenforest have a ball now? That should be Norcross ball.
I guess what they're saying is that he was the last one to touch it. I suppose that's the only explanation.
Ikey Abago, he changed that shot. Bounce it down in the post. Malik Abdul Salam Muhammad put it up, no good. Rebound, foul over the back. Let's see. Will that be on Lance Thomas, number 1? Let's check it out.
They're going to get it on Toppins.
Yep, Toppins with the foul. That's his first, and the team's first here in this second half. Iola, Fluellen, Duggan, Abdul Salam, and Quimbley, the 5 on the floor for Greenforest. And coming a stack on the baseline, out of bounds play. Looking. Duggan gives it in to Iola. Iola puts it down on Goldwire. Goldwire reached in and took his cookies from him. And then he crossed him back over. And now here he comes behind the back, being worked on by Duggan, gives it over to Sturdivant. Under a minute to go third quarter. Norcross hanging and clinging to a 5-point lead in front of a packed house here at Holy Innocents High School in Sandy Springs, Georgia. There goes Sturdivant on the drive, kicks it back out, and then they whip it around the wheel. Thomas, shot no good. Tip, fight for the rebound. Robert Sims is in, out of bounds. It'll stay with Norcross.
Even though they don't get the bucket right there, very good offensive possession by Norcross. Several passes. The ball changes sides of the court. They get a good shot. They got the Iverson cut right there, I believe, for Sturdivant.
Catch, shoot, Sturdivant, 3, short, no good. Both teams' field percentage is not very good. And a 5-point game for Welland now going to give it over to Jandon Duggan in the final 30 seconds. Stop, pop, jumper, short, no good. Rebound now. Abdul Salam working underneath, got it blocked. They fight for it down there underneath, out of bounds, and let's see. It will stay with Greenforest.
You know, down there when you're down that low, I want to see Abdul Salam just go up with 2 hands. Nobody's wide enough to go up there with him. I just want to see him go up and just power. Oh.
Bad pass. Robert Sims, a football player, picked that off, comes all the way, and he's fouled by Abdul Salam. He's got good hands at the wide receiver spot, second or third on that Blue Devil football team who got punished last week by Lowndes. So now he's out here on the basketball court, and that pass was just a bad cross-court pass decision there.
He looked more like a defensive back on that play more than a wide receiver. Intercepts it and takes it coast to coast.
Right now, I don't think anybody on that Norcross football team even wants to be mentioned after what Lowndes did to him last week.
And we are in Georgia, and it is a quarterfinal football weekend, but you know what? Basketball in this state just growing and growing, and man, when you got a packed house like this for 2 Georgia squads, and they're not only the 2 Georgia squads, but rightfully so, both national top 20. Greenforest at 4 in the preseason. Norcross at 19. Sims sticks both free throws. Final 10 seconds now. Here's Fluellen on the cross. Fluellen with his back to the basket, back to Quimbley. Quimbley a long 3 at the front iron, no good. We're at the end of the third quarter. It is the Norcross Blue Devils 44 and the Greenforest Eagles 37. You're watching Holiday Hoopsgiving on SUVtv. We welcome you back into the Holiday Hoopsgiving 2016. Joel Hillsman along with Jonathan Hemingway and Sylvester Williams. Glad that you're with us. Norcross and Greenforest as we begin the fourth quarter. Norcross in the white, Greenforest in the black, 44-37. Norcross has led from the beginning. White kicks it over to Sturdivant in that corner. He's trapped against the corner, picked it up, gave it to Thomas. Thomas, a hard power dribble up off the window. Good. Lance Thomas with the hoop.
That's a great possession by Norcross. It looks like they were in trouble, and they managed to just dig their way out and score 2 off the glass.
Mike Evans on the drive across the lane with the left hand. No good. Tip back dunk. His good. Ikey. Obiagu with the dunk.
Obiagu.
Greenforest here with a little full court pressure. Let's see how that plays out here in this fourth quarter.
Oh, man, Obiagu got a block of that, a tip of that now. And here comes Duggan. Jandon Duggan all the way. Duggan all the way, flip it up with the right hand. Good, a layup, Jandon Duggan.
You know, even though he scored, I really don't like that. You got 2 7-footers running the court, and you keep it for yourself.
Sometimes you just get it up on the rim. Maybe it goes in. If it comes out, you know they're going to tip dunk it.
Corner 3. It is no good by Goldwire. Back tap comes back to Goldwire. He goes into the backcourt to retrieve it. Goldwire now in the corner. Dalvin White, left corner 3. No good. Rebound, hits the floor. Hammonds comes away with it. Got a block. Man, Ikey in there swinging it. Here comes Mike Evans now. Evans in transition. Up on the left side. Quimbley, a 3. Kaboom. David Quimbley, a 3-ball. And you look up now, and it is 46-44. A 2-point ball game, 90 seconds into this fourth quarter.
Greenforest comes out, full court pressure. They've been playing the slow down game really this whole game. Now the fourth quarter, they come out, pressure, getting defensive rebounds, kicking it out very quickly to their guards. Now they're playing the transition game, tempting Norcross into the quick threes, and it's really paid off. A 3 there by Quimby. Duggan with the lay-in. All of a sudden, we got a 2-point game.
And they started that third quarter kind of quick like that. Eventually was able to get it down to 3. Norcross now coming out of their huddle was able to bust it out. You take a look at the Greenforest Eagles. Obiagu. I get it right. You know that's the name I just cannot say. I can say everybody else's name.
Obiagu.
Obiagu. See, you said go and goo. Ikey. Goo. It is phonetic, guys. It's just one of them words. Every announcer has it that they just struggle with. I just can't do it. Then if it was Alexander Volkov, I'd be all right. Into the forecourt. Glad that you are with us here on SUVtv. Handed off. Here's Hammonds holding over to the left. Hammond now to the top, the start of it being worked on by Quimbley. He's out high away from the basket, puts it in the left hand and puts it on the floor. 6:11 to go, 2-point game. Norcross has led throughout. Thomas tried to go dunk it down the lane. He was fouled by Victor Enoh. Did we just get a technical?
Got a technical foul on someone.
I heard the whistle, but I hadn't.
Everybody in the gym is staring.
This is when you need the NFL rules. You have the referee with the mic on at half court and come out and explain the call.
This is one of the stranger instances. I mean, it was a drive baseline foul, and I didn't really see any emotion from any of the players, but I did overhear double technical.
I think sometimes you have a referee sometimes who likes to be the star attraction sometimes,
I tend to agree.
Yes.
Sly, being in the position in this microphone, I don't really like to criticize people, but well, here we are.
Hey, I'd like to know what's going on too.
All right.
Okay, 5 white and one black. So it must have been something away from the ball because I think it was gold wire.
And Mike Evans.
Yeah. It must have been something away from the ball there.
And neither one of those two guys play under the rim.
Yeah. If we had replay, it must have been something significant. We got to give these guys the benefit of the doubt.
Free throw good by Lance Thomas. I have to agree with Coach Jesse McMillan, though. I would like to know what's going on. They didn't really come and explain it, and he kind of had to ask, and the entire crowd was looking around. And while we were trying to get that, Sylvester, I heard you commenting about the referees. I'm going to say it. That's Terry Crews out there. That's what that is. Here's Jandon Duggan now. It's a 3-point game. I got that out. He's been that way since the beginning. Intercepted pass. Hammond going to get it up ahead. Here comes Goldwire. Goldwire all the way. Got it blocked. Quimbley back in defense with the block. Here's Duggan. Duggan now fouled by Lance Thomas.
That's great defensive effort right there.
Quimby showed me something tonight.
Mm-hmm.
He's really turned it on here in this second half specifically.
Yeah. What, 3 threes?
Yes, 3 threes here. 11, 13, 15 points in the game, but 11 here in this second half. And he got him off to the hot start there in the third quarter and then came out and hit the 3 to start the fourth quarter. Coach McMillan now giving instructions for the defensive set. We come up on 5.5 to go, 3-point ball game. Norcross with the lead. Greenforest in possession. Quimbley tried to drive. Sturdivant cut that baseline off. And then they kick it into the middle. Duggan fade away. Front iron, no. Rebound going to come out to Sturdivant. Sturdivant on the break. Mike Evans got back with him. He stepped right through him in the layup. Blew it. Fell off the lip of the rim. No good. Ikey with the rebound. Ikey now gives it over to Quimbley.
It is plays like that, shots missed like that can be the difference between a win and a loss.
Quimbley floated it up with the left hand. No good. Out of bounds off of Ikey. And it will be Norcross basketball.
You know, I just, for the life of me, sometimes I can't understand. You have 3 7-footers or 2 7-footers on the court, and you give it to Jaden Douglas or pass in the post to shoot. That bothers me.
Hammonds now to Dalvin White. Dalvin gets the screen. Lost it. Mike Evans got it. He's going to have an easy layup, the easiest hoop of the day. Layup good. Cut to one now.
Layup line right there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's pregame warm-ups.
1 point ball game, 4:39 to go. Norcross number 19, Greenforest number 4. 19 has led all night, but they have chipped and chipped and chipped away at it. Has number 4, and they've got it down to 1. Hammonds puts it on the floor, right block, shot up left hand, no good. Rebound ripped out of there by Victor Enoh, and he had it strong and protected it.
Strong rebound by Victor Enoh.
Jandon Duggan coming across the timeline, 4:15 to go. Left hand dribble as he comes on the left wing. Gets a screen from Ikey, but he's not using it quite yet. Now he's going to hesitate and go inside the ring. He had it, yep. Pull it back out. Now they'll give it to Mike Evans. They're going to be patient now. Coach Thompson giving out instructions. Mike going to drive to the hoop, kick it back out. A turnover. Dalvin White going to get it up to goal wire, easy layup, good.
Joel, I know that you recognize how Norcross is defending that high ball screen. That's Tom Thibodeau all day long. Ice it, drop the post. They get that guard on top of the ball screen and force the ball right down the middle of the lane. And right now, Greenforest doesn't have an answer for it.
Fell right into it, forced the turnover in transition, get an easy basket. Yes, indeed. Timeout call, 49-46 with 3:53 to go in the fourth quarter. He's Jonathan Hemingway along with Sylvester Williams. I'm Joel Hilsman. It's a low-scoring game. We talked about it. It's still high-level elite basketball. The field goal percentage has not been outstanding. Easy baskets missed, but that's good defense. Over the next 3:53, Hemi in the huddle right now. What is Coach Thompson talking about with Greenforest? Because they've chipped and chipped and chipped, and they got it down to 1, and now it's back to 3.
I think he's talking about momentum. I think he's talking about transition play. That's how they've really got out and got back into this game, getting the easy shots in rhythm. I think he's just talking to them about, hey, we're in this. Stay confident. Keep doing what we're doing. I think Coach McMillan right now, for the Blue Devils, though, they've got to have some patience. You know, it's the quick shots that have really evaporated this lead and fell right into Greenforest's hands. When they get that ball side to side, make several passes, that's when their best offense happens.
Out of the timeout, Greenforest will have Enoh, Duggan, Fluellen, Quimbley, and Ikey on the floor. For Norcross, it will be the starters in White, Sturdivant, Goldwire, Thomas, and Hammonds. 3:45 to go, 3-point game. Fluellen holds it, worked on by Sturdivant. And they'll kick it now. Here's Fluellen. Fluellen on the left wing. Fluellen cannot go baseline. Sturdivant reached in and knocked it away. Sturdivant playing very good defense and moving his feet as you're supposed to and took that baseline absolutely away.
Sturdivant's had his highs and lows here tonight. But what I like about his game, honestly, is just his feel for the game. And you're seeing it here on the defensive end, too.
Fluellen had his cookies taken by Goldwire and then bounced off the head of Sturdivant. And I think that it goes to right what you were just talking about, slow down and the patience. They wanted to get out and run so quickly right there.
Very true. Interesting fact, if I remember correctly, I think Jordan Goldwire either led the EYBL in steals or was at least in the top 5 at about 2 a game. And we're seeing a lot of that quick hands here by him.
Duggan called for a travel. He tried to do the up fake and get the foul call and was called for steps. 3:08 to go, 49-46. Norcross in the lead. They have led from the beginning. Dalvin White now to Thomas. Thomas, 18-footer, heel of the rim, no good. Rebound by Enoh. Enoh has cleaned up that glass today. Here's Duggan. Duggan with the right-hand dribble over to Fluellen. Fluellen now going to go on the baseline. Fluellen lost it out of bounds. It will go to Norcross.
And every time Greenforest gets close, they shoot themselves in the foot.
2:46 to go. Gives it up to Dalvin White. White now going to come right down the lane, dump it off to Thomas. Thomas shot up and in good.
Big sequence there by Norcross. Went from a 1-point game to now a 5-point game.
2 possessions, and we're under 2.5 to go. Quimbley gets the screen out high, takes it and pulls the top side 3. Back iron, no. Rebound, Lance Thomas. Two turnovers now. Bad shot, but Quimbley batted it up and knocked it free out of bounds. It will go to Greenforest.
Right there, you're seeing an example. Lance Thomas is a prospect of just tremendous potential. I mean, he's every bit of 6'10", can block shots, but you see the ball skill, the range. But we haven't quite seen his full potential yet. And sometimes really his potential's out in front of his production. We saw right there, he just needed to slow down, find the guard instead of throwing it away.
Quimbley drives the baseline to Iola to Ikey, kick it back out. Duggan a three. No, off the lip of the rim. Ikey tipped it out of bounds, and it will go to Norcross. So under 2 minutes now, 1:58 to go. Norcross, a 51-46 lead. Glad that you're with us here on SUVtv for Holiday Hoopsgiving. One more game in the nightcap. It'll be IMG Academy taking on Pebblebrook. Norcross has led wire to wire here in this one, and we're under 2 minutes. Ooh, kind of a high dribble right there. Here comes Goldwire. Goldwire in the corner. Norcross now may start munching on the clock just a little bit.
Reminiscent of Dean Smith here. Spreading the thing around.
Greenforest runs a trap at him, and now they go across it. Here is Goldwire. Yeah, they're running some of that clock down to 90 seconds. Mike Evans tried to make the move. White floats it up. No good. Bebe Iola gets it. Gonna try to push it now with Duggan in transition. Duggan all the way. Shot up. No foul call.
Goldwire has some quick hands now, guys.
Quick hands.
Well,
man.
you mentioned him leading the EYBL in steals, and that's not a soft league, so you've got to have hands in that one. A long three off the inbound. Quimbley has cooled off. That was a big possession there, but they've had multiple possessions where they've had the opportunity to close that door. Here's Sturdivant. Sturdivant with the right-hand dribble. And Dandon Duggan almost got him in a foul call by Terry Cruz.
You know, here's the thing. If either one of these teams learn how to shoot, they can be two dangerous teams.
I don't think it's learn how to shoot. You got to give the defense some credit there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen some bad shots.
Now, there's a difference between being a good shooter and taking bad shots. And I think shot selection at times, I would agree with you. Shot selection at times has been questionable. But, you know, if you're Greenforest, sometimes it's not a bad thing to take a quick three when you've got some 7-footers in the lane, you know, because you know that you've got the advantage. But that goes back to, you know, Norcross has, you know, two guys 6'8 plus, you know, that can battle, you know, just as well themselves in the lane and kind of neutralize you know, that advantage.
But I really am impressed with the bigs from Norcross. The bigs from Norcross, I'm really impressed. I knew Rayshaun Hammonds was a quick, you know, a forward, a face-up forward who will shoot the ball, a wing player, you know, but I'm surprised at how strong he is. He's really strong for, maybe it's just me. Maybe I thought he was going to be a skinny guy and just not able to body up. But he's been able to body up and work down there on the block.
Hey, no question. He's put on some good pounds, you know, with some muscle over the years.
Ball inbounded now. Goldwire will inbound it into the backcourt to Dalvin White. And a foul given with 61 seconds. Mike Evans with the foul.
You know, one thing is only, well, that's just a 16 foul. There's another thing is pretty good defensive game, too, you know, that clean game. Surprise.
Inbound to White. White caught it easy and kick it way back
Good
out
decision.
to Hammonds.
Great decision.
And now a foul by Bebe. So now it'll become free throw time for the Norcross Blue Devils. Rashad Hammond walking to the line. He's 2 of 4 on the day. Free throw good on the front end of the one hand. I think also what I'm going to mention here is Norcross resolve. It was down to 3. It was down to 2. It was down to 1. And they just kept digging and they just kept fighting and they stick with what they wanted to do and knew that they could do to get out of this basketball game a winner.
Yes.
Although it is not over, it's a 7-point lead under a minute ago. Quimbley, cookies by Goldwire. Goldwire up ahead to Hammonds. Hammonds couldn't get it. It was tipped by Fluellen. But that just goes back to what Coach Hemme was talking about. Goldwire in those hands. Man, they are lethally quick. Here's Duggan. Duggan now going to hurry to the hoop, put it up. Fell off the lip of the rim, no good. And the fouling march to the free throw line will continue, and this will be a very, very big victory for Norcross, a respect victory for Norcross. And Coach McMillan, I don't want to use that word respect like that, but you take a look at what they've got left on their schedule, notable schedule, Cordova, Tennessee, then going down. Hemme, you'll see him at City of Palms. They've got Miami Christian, Brentwood Academy, and Bishop O'Connell. So the schedule is going to line up very nice for Norcross, and this is a big win to have under your belt.
I think it's a statement win in many ways.
Very much so.
To say you came in and beat the number 9 team in the nation, depends on what publication you read.
Number 4 via Max Prep. Greenforest, though, I mean, we won't talk about schedules. They got murderous row schedule themselves. There's a long 3 by Quimbley. He misses it bad. Hammonds gets the rebound. Mike tried to chase him down. 28 seconds. Ball was deflected. They're going to come away with the steal. Fluellen fires a 3. It's off to the right, no good. And the rebound will be wrapped down by Sturdivant. And Hemme just quickly on Greenforest's schedule. Norcross right now. Westlake tomorrow. Then they've got Wheeler, Bishop, McNamara, Roselle Catholic Jr. Out of New Jersey. IMG, then they go to the Pro Bass Tourney in Springfield. Then they've got DeMatha, and then actual region contest with Our Lady of Mercy in Southwest Atlanta Christian. That is a monster schedule.
That's a national schedule right there.
I think they play the Pistons and the Pacers too. They might as well go ahead and throw them in there. Throw in the Mavericks, why not?
Sturdivant free throw is good. And Sly, you've seen us, both of us have covered both losses last year. We see how they bounce back after a loss.
Yeah. After they lose, you don't want to be the next team to play them.
But that'll be the job of Westlake tomorrow night, right here on the SUVtv.com. And this is going to wind up being a double-digit victory for the Norcross Blue Devils, 57-46 over the Greenforest Eagles. 7A has defeated 1A Private. And Norcross feels pretty good as Lance Thomas walks by and says, yes, sir. And you know what? They don't get to play anymore again. So Norcross will have those bragging rights, but both of these two teams are going to go far, and both of these teams have an outstanding schedule ahead. All right, the nightcap is coming up. It'll be IMG Academy out of Bradenton, Florida, and the Pebblebrook Falcons out of Mableton, Georgia. Coming up next, you're watching Holiday Hoopsgiving on the SUVtv.com.
Every day is another beginning. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream. Gonna make my move, gonna live my dream.